my name is Curtis Wright.
And I'm Owen Simpson, and we're doing a desktop drum for our Make It Better product review.
Now we are going to present to you our desktop drum creative destruction slideshow.
So, we are doing the mini desktop drum by Wembley. That's the name of the manufacturer out of England. The model number on this particular drum is not available. It has an MSRP of $30 printed right on the box. And this drum can be purchased at Kohl's, Peebles, a small store in Franklin, or online at many of the retailers. The set includes 3 drums, a cymbal, a stand, and 2 drumsticks.
Okay, so we did a consumer product review for a little desktop drum. We decided that it does sound pretty good. The cymbal sounds okay. A negative feature we found was it is a little costly for a desktop drum. It is the perfect desktop size, and overall we gave it a rating of 7 out of 10.
So, on the consumer side, some product improvements that we'd make it a plastic size instead of cardboard. The actual ring that everything attaches to is made out of cardboard. We feel like plastic would be a little more structurally stable. We'd do better quality drumsticks, something with a better ergonomic design. And a better sounding cymbal, possible a single pressed piece of metal with no holes drilled in it that are there just to make a kind of a cymbal sound.
Okay, and here you can see some competitor products. They pretty much are structured the same. They look pretty identical actually. You can see they pretty much have the same drumsticks, the whole same layout. But one thing that you can see is that their prices are cheaper than our $30 MSRP. Which is how we are going to try to make ours better.
So, on our desktop drum, what we have here is the assembled main drum subassembly. Subassembly being an assembled part that is one part of the entire assembly. We actually did this for another class, for our engineering class, on just this one part. For this project, we've done the entire drum, done a more in-depth analysis, and actually put some real world numbers to it to adapt it to the current marketplace.
Okay, here you can see the disassembled view of the main drum subassembly, which was 20 pieces. Here's the cardboard ring that Owen mentioned earlier, the drum head, the inner rings, some spring tensioners, screws, and the plastic stand, which we mentioned later.
Okay, this is a breakdown of the original design, straight out of the box. I know the numbers here are hard to see, so I'm going to read these out for you, and we'll actually have a larger breakdown a little bit later. But what we've got, based on the original design, is it takes 316.25 seconds of operation to put this assembly, the entire assembly together. Based on a labor cost of $1.36 per hour for Chinese labor, that comes out to 11.9 cents per unit to assemble the drum. We would determine this to be an 18.024% efficiency on the entire design. Then, based on our numbers from our industry, we came up with prices on the parts to get a total parts price of $3.15. When you add that to our 12 cents worth of labor, the drum itself costs $3.27 to make.
Okay, so we did the desktop drum redesign. And here you can see that our operation time went down 219.32 seconds. Our operation cost, we reduced that by 8.2 cents. Our design efficiency tripled to 53%. Our total cost of parts reduced by $1.22. And then our cost to make went down by a total of $1.30.
Okay, so the redesigns that we were talking about, we broke down into 3 different redesigns. The first design change we made is we combined the plastic holder, the post, and the stand to make one big stand. They can all be stamped out at one time. Combine these all three together. We get a time savings of 4.45 seconds to eliminate the holder, 3.63 seconds to eliminate the post. By eliminating all 16 screws in the entire design, we saved 164 seconds of manual labor of actually having to screw all these in. We eliminated 4 spring tensioners, 2 from the big drum and 1 from each of the small drums, to save 38.24 seconds, and then we eliminated all 3 of the inner rims that the screws actually held on to eliminate 9 seconds from the design.
Okay, here we have the desktop drum labor cost effectiveness items. We reduced our part count from 44 total parts to 19 total parts, which was a 57% reduction. We reduced our assembly time from 316.25 seconds to 96.93 seconds, which was a total reduction of 69.35%. Our total cost went from 11.9 cents to 3.7 cents, which was a total reduction of 68.91%. We reduced our fastener count from 26 fasteners to only 6 fasteners, creating a 76.92% reduction. Our labor cost, we based it on the average Chinese labor cost, which we found to be $1.36 per hour. Our annual operation cost savings, if we produced 10,000 units, would be $828.54. If we produced 100,000 units, it would be $8,285.42. If we produced 1,000,000 units, it would save the company a total of $82,854.22. And like we said, our total savings will depend on the number of units that's produced in a year, but the company has not released that information to us, so we just kind of made a guess.
Okay, like I promised, here's a breakdown of the numbers. From the original design, we used some numbers based on the retail industry that we think would be kind of close. So we also assumed 50% for overhead, based on the manufacturer, which gives us a 48% margin for the manufacturer, a 40% margin for the distributor, and a 30% margin for the retail establishment to get the $30 MSRP. When you go to our redesign, if you keep the $30 MSRP, the manufacturer's margin has been increased to 58%, the distributor's margin has been increased to 48%, and the retail establishment's margin has been increased to 39.87%. However, since this was not the intent of our redesign, the intent was to actually reduce the selling cost. If you keep the initial margins, or similar, we got the price from $30 MSRP down to $18.76, which, if you remember from our earlier slide, makes our drum much more competitive in the marketplace.
Okay, so for our desktop drum summary, we did decide that the redesign is a success. We reduced the parts by 56.81%, reduced the assembly time by 69.35%. We saved the company up to $82,854.22, which is a 68.91% reduction, and that is based on 1,000,000 parts. We also decided that with our new redesigns, there would be no loss of structural stability.
So, what can we redesign for you? Are there any questions?
If you do need to reach us, we have posted this presentation also on Blackboard, and here's our personal blog information.
Thank you.
Thank you.